Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back, and if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. Now that spring is here, I wanted to make a fun, vibrant floral tumbler. So I am going to use another one of the pieces from my coveted vinyl pack that I got from Flynn's sister's supply shop. And I found this new angled template on Diamonds and Dots Etsy page, which I'll link in the description. So I am using a 24-ounce plump. So I bought the template to fit a 24-ounce plump. So when I went to print it out on my Cricut, it was already perfectly sized. So I already printed it out and I already have it all set to go. I am putting a piece of paper on the front of it so that I have a template to make it a little bit easier to put it on. And here I am trimming off just the edge so that I can use the hinge method. And then I'm going to take my scissors here and just trim out all of this and get it so that I can very easily just apply it to the 24-ounce plump that I'm using here. I have already sanded it and prepped it. And I also trimmed out with a little pen, marking it so that it was exactly straight on the side to make it a little bit easier to apply this template. I famously have a hard time applying these and getting them straight. So by putting a little mark on it with a pen, it made it so much easier for me to get it applied. And then as I'm using the hinge method to apply it, I'm going to bring it all the way to the edge here, and then I'm going to pull back my tape and get it out of the way so that when I go to apply this final side, it's not on top of each other. So then I'm just going to very carefully remove this from the actual vinyl, making sure that I save all of my angled lines that are cut out. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull off the first set of the angle, and I'm going to put painter's tape on it, and I'm going to get it spray painted to glitter. And here I've already got it with my spray paint. The orange is Orange Slice from Color Shot, and the magenta one is Magenta from Rust-Oleum. And I just, like I said, I covered everything in painter's tape, and now I let the spray paint dry, and I am going in with my glitter glue, and I'm going to go ahead and do an ombre method using the glitter glue. So I went a little bit thicker with it. So this glitter here is a mix of Hopeless Romantic and Pearl, both from Peachy Olive Glitters. And then for the top, I'm going in with Sunny D, which is also from Peachy Olive Glitters. And I just wanted to, for the first coat, just get a really light coat of the glitter on there because I wanted to ombre. You want to be really careful with it while you're doing it, because when you are doing it with the glitter glue, it's a little bit harder to get that beautiful ombre blend. And then once I have that done, I'm going to go in with a second coat and get it so that it is fully coated and making sure that ombre is good in the middle. And now that that first coat of glitter glue dried, I'm going to go in and put another coat of glitter glue over it and seal it up, make sure that it's all good. And also at the same time, I wasn't really crazy with the orange. The Sunny D just didn't pop the way that I wanted it to really pop on here. So I am actually going to do another coat with my glitters. So I decided to go in with Sherbet from Chase Ray Creations. It's just a little bit more vibrant of an orange. And then I'm also going to go ahead and redo the bottom. And this is the Hopeless Romantic with the Pearl from Peachy Olive Glitters. Making sure that I really focus once again on the ombre portion of it, having it all blend together really, really nice. And then once that glue is dried, I'm going to go over it again with another coat of my glitter glue, just making sure that it's all sealed in, and then I'm going to move to the tape removal. This is always one of my favorite parts because I get to kind of see how the tumbler is coming to life. Picking colors for tumblers is one of the most important things that you can do. You can have an amazing idea for a tumbler, and if the colors just don't go, it just doesn't come off as good as an easier tumbler with really, really great color combos. So I love this part because I really like to see how it's all going to look when I get to the finished product. And then for the second stripe, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to peel it off, and then I'm going to put the painter's tape over everything. I want to protect it. And I decided for this one that I was going to reverse the colors of the ombre. So bringing the magenta up on top and then ombreing it to the orange on the bottom. So I'm going to do the exact same thing again, where I'm going to take the painter's tape, cover it up, get it painted, let it dry, and then do the exact same glitter method again. But with this one, I didn't need to put a second layering because the colors just popped from the very beginning. I want to take a second just to explain why I mixed the Hopeless Romantic with the pearl glitter, because it really didn't need the pearl as far as colors went. But the Sherbert and the Sunny D were more of an opalescent glitter, and Hopeless Romantic is a very metallic glitter. And sometimes the two glitter styles just don't go well together when you're doing an ombre. So by me adding a little bit of pearl into the Hopeless Romantic, it didn't really change the color, but it gave it a little bit of an opalescent look, and it made it so that at the point where the ombre is, it really blends beautifully. Now that that's dry, I'm going to go ahead with another coat of my glitter glue right over the top of this here, just so that I can seal it all in. And as that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and immediately take off this painter's tape and see what it all looks like together. If you haven't done so yet, come check out my Lily Bean Crafters Community Facebook group. It's a place where we can all get together and talk about all things tumblers and resin. And all of these colors came together and popped exactly as I hoped they would. I love how the colors all came together. This is just a stunning tumbler. And here I am going in with 20 mLs of my fast set epoxy. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry for 3 hours, and then I'm going to go right in with another 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy, let that dry for 4 hours, and then start working on the detailing. Normally, I would be going in with like a champagne gold for doing all my detail lines. That's like my go-to color. But with how vibrant this is, I decided that instead I would use my copper textured vinyl, and it just kept that brightness. And as I cut it out, I realized that it wasn't long enough for this angled template. It's my first time actually working with this template, so I wasn't sure how long I needed my lines to be. But the great thing about working with a textured vinyl is that I can just have it continue on right from where it cuts off here, and you can't even tell once it's epoxied that it's two different pieces of vinyl. So I just went ahead and instead of trimming them out really long, I just did that. I just added a little bit extra to the bottom of it. I'm going to put this on both sides of them, and then I'm going to go in and do a really, really thin line of edging right next to that on all of them, just to give it a little bit of extra on the tumbler. And then because of all of the edging that I did and those extra little pieces I had to put on, I really want to make sure that I take a little bit of my clear nail polish and just very lightly just brush it right where all of the end seams are, just to make sure that nothing pulls up on me when I get the final coats of epoxy on. So I was going to put a decal on here, and in fact I did put a decal on, and it just took away from the tumbler. So I went ahead and I took it off, and now I'm going in with 15 mLs of my fast set epoxy. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry for 4 hours, sand everything down really carefully, and then go in with another 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Artist Cure resin. Let this spin for 8 to 10 hours, and then it will be all done. And here is the finished product. It is just gorgeous. This just goes to show you that just with the right colors, even a simple design can look spectacular. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see everybody again next week.